and welcome to my channel. This is the Nomadic Goddess and I am Jasmine. This is going to be a general bi-weekly reading for the sign of Sagittarius for the weeks of January 22nd to February 5th. Now, you don't solely just have to be a Sagittarius Sun. You can be a Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Mercury. And just because I said it was for the weeks of January 22nd to February 5th does not mean that it is solely for that time. It's for whenever you stumble across my channel and decide to hit play. Because this is a general reading, you shouldn't take everything with you. If the shoe fits, lace it up, find the matching pair, and travel well. If it does not fit, leave it. There's no need to carry messages that don't ring true for you. I am clairaudient. So that means the divine sends you messages, whether you want to call the divine God, Allah, God, source, the universe, whatever, along with your guides, your ancestors that are for your highest good, and your higher self. They send me messages via songs, parts of movies, and books that I've read. Now, with the songs, they do get stuck in my head, and I do sing them. The only issue is I can't sing. So, if you can bear with my tone deafness, then we can get through this. Alright, so enjoy yourself, discover something new about yourself, and don't be afraid to dive deep. Alright, let's get started. What are the messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury? Or Venus. Yeah, Venus or Mercury. For the weeks of January 22nd to February 5th, what messages do we have for Sagittarius? Now, before I started you guys' reading, I got the Miley Cyrus Flowers stuck in my head, the song stuck in my head, like to the point where I had to like blast it and just jam out to it and have like a mini break session. So some of you may be finding self-love after a breakup. Alright, what messages do we have for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury? What messages do you have for Sagittarius? Whoop. Starfish. Okay. Frog. Messages do we have for Sagittarius? Earthworm. Okay. Zebra. Turtle. That was meant to come out. I'll come out again. How much do we have the Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury. Last card. Jesus. Fox. It's also ironic that this one got stuck in my head because she's also a Sag Sun. Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 22nd to February 5th. What messages do we have for Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury? What messages do we have for Sag? What messages do we have for Sag? Communication coming in. What message do we have for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury? Give a little, get a little. Self-love is topped here. Deep, intimate connection. What message do we have for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 22nd to February 5th? What messages do we have for my Saggies? Caterpillar becomes the butterfly. Ooh, speak the fuck up. I'm not going to take that one. I'm going to put that one back because 2 fell out. If it was meant to come out, it'll come out again. I'm not playing 52 card pickup with you guys. Please, 1 card at a time. Fire and desire. What messages do we have for Sagittarius? What messages do we have for Sagittarius? Do we have for Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 22nd to February 5th. What messages do we have for Saggies? For some reason, every time I say Saggies, the 702 song, Where My Girls At, gets stuck in my head. Where my girls at, the front, the back, and it's a feeling that far away and I can't repeat that. Ooh, you're giving too many fucks. Whatever you're thinking about, don't do it. Messages are for my Saggies. Step away from the crazy making diet. For a hot second, kale and spinnerella taste like ass. What messages do we have for Saggies? Fucking apologize. detox. You need a good fucking cry. All right. You're giving away your power. Just a quick, because I noticed that we have just a quick disclosure, not a disclosure, but some quick advice, because I see we have 3 angel numbers or synchronicities. Make sure that you guys are, when you see the synchronicities, make sure 1, you're paying attention to what you're thinking about, but 2, make sure you're tapping in, however you tap in, and getting and asking your guides or your higher self or your spirit team, as I like to call them, what exactly they are trying to communicate to you with those numbers. It's a good thing to know the generic meaning, but every time we see those numbers, every time we see those synchronicities, whether it's 444, 1212, 1234, 5678, any pattern of numbers that we see, it's good to, 1, know the generic meaning, but also tap in and figure out and learn what exactly is being communicated to you specifically. And also, some of you may have a lot of water in your chart, because we have the starfish, the frog, the turtle, and the shark, which is all the element of water. If you can't tell, it's the alchemical sign. The upside down triangle is the alchemical sign for water. This is earth, zebra is fire, and fox is earth as well. All right, with the starfish card is my beauty and alluring card, but it's also my make sure you're not being, it's also like a warning card. It acts like a warning card to make sure you guys are not being superficial and shallow. Like I said earlier, some of you, because of the Miley Cyrus song that got stuck in my head, some of you may have just broken up, or you're healing from a breakup, and you're stepping into the era where you love yourself. You might have changed your hair, you might have lost weight, or overall you just may be feeling like you are that bitch. But please make sure you're keeping your ego in check, making sure you're not being so shallow, or not being too shallow, or not being shallow at all. With the frog card is my spiritual cleansing card. And whenever I see this card, I automatically think of a spiritual bath. Now, you don't have to be, it doesn't have to be this big production. It could be something simple. It could be, taking an Epsom salt bath, or taking a salt bath, or if you have Florida water, sprinkling some Florida water, like praying over the Florida water and sprinkling it into your bath. The frog card is also my clearing away card. So again, today, the day that I'm recording it, it's the January 21st. So it's the new moon in Aquarius, I believe. And so you guys could be clearing away a lot of things in your subconscious, and clearing away things that no longer serve you, relationship patterns that no longer serve you, or just clearing away things in general that need to be cleared away. But I know I don't take as well as, or as many spiritual baths as I need to, or as I should. I'm going to get better at that. But I noticed that when I do, my energy, like as soon as I dip my toe into the water, I feel a complete difference in my energy and my aura. And then like once I'm out of the bath, like I'm just good to go. Like I feel like squeaky clean. Like my aura feels like squeaky clean. The earthworm card is my shy, hesitant, and sometimes reluctant to share inner wisdom, and which is kind of, well, if you have other things in your chart, especially your big six, then I could see why you could be shy or reluctant to share. But my Earth Moon card is my reminder that you need to step outside, like tap into the Sag energy. Sagittarius are outgoing, they're very philosophical, and they're very, very filled with wisdom. Like, you guys have wells of deep wisdom, like of innate wisdom that you just, and it's because you're ruled by Sag or Jupiter. I'm also getting the feeling that some of you may know that you're very wise, but it's just that you are intimidated by your circumstances, or not your circumstances. You're intimidated to you're like, you get overwhelmed and intimidated by either like the group that you're in to share your wisdom because you feel like you don't know enough. That is a form of self-sabotaging, just FYI. Because you want to share the wisdom, and you know that you know things. Like, you know that you have the wisdom to share, but to be shy and reluctant to share, and to feel like you need to know more, that's also something that stems from trauma. It's kind of sort of like chasing the perfection train. Like, you want to know it all, but, and I get it. I understand that fully because I am a Sagittarius Sun and a Sagittarius Venus. So I get it. I absolutely get it. I get the need to know more, to thirst for knowledge and want to know more, and then doubt yourself because you don't think that you know enough, but you do. I'm here to tell you that you do. So share the knowledge, share the wealth that is, and that is your mind, that is your heart. Share it. Share it. Now, my zebra card is my eccentric card. But every time I see the zebra card, I'm always honed in on like the third eye, like in between the eyes of the zebra, because it's a triangle. And inside that triangle is, I'm going to hold the card up in a minute, but in the side of the triangle, it's my, it's the colors of the chakras. So, I don't know if it's going to focus, but if you can see right here. It's also my visionary card. So you guys can be, as I like to call them, seers. Like, you see things, you dream, and you can be very, very creative. Especially, I'm seeing someone who likes to dress in like big, bright, bold colors and different patterns. And like, you mix them well, and like, it normally may not look good on other people, but for you, like, you pull it off. Like, you could pull it off. Like, you could wear zebra print, cheetah print, and stripes all together, and it flows for you. Like, it looks good on you. But if someone else tried to pull it off, it wouldn't look that good on them. When the zebra card is out of balance, it can be jaded or vain, which, again, going back to the starfish card, please make sure that you are keeping your ego in check. I'm also hearing that you need to start writing your creative ideas down, like putting them on pen and paper. And it's funny enough that I literally just made a TikTok video about this because I have a Capricorn stellium in my 5th house, which, for those of you who don't know astrology, your 5th house is ruled by Leo, and the 5th house rules over your creativity, your inner child, and stuff like that, and your joy. So because I have Capricorn and I also have my Sun and my Venus and my 5th house, which is in Sag, because I have a Capricorn stellium in my 5th house, whenever it comes to me doing anything creative, I have to have structure. Like, the reason why you guys probably haven't seen me in like 2 weeks is because I started doing the readings, like the weekly readings, and then I quickly became overwhelmed because I didn't have any structure. So I had to structure these out. Where would I have time for myself and for other things that I wanted to do, which is where I came up with, or not even came up, someone gave me the idea of just doing bi-weekly readings. So for you guys, especially for those of you who have your hands in different creative pots, structure it out, because you guys could become extremely overwhelmed when it's not structured, and then what ends up happening is you become overwhelmed and then it falls to the wayside and you don't want to do it anymore. So please make sure, like, you're writing down what you want, like how do you want to do it, if you want to make it into a business or not, or if it's just a hobby, if it's just something that you just like doing. Make sure there is structure to it. I'm telling you guys, and I get it. I used to hate structure too. I used to hate having a routine too, because I was just like a willy-nilly, oh, I'm just gonna go with the flow type of person. And I still am that type of person. But I've realized, and I'm grateful for realizing how much structure I actually need to function properly as a business owner, and just as an individual, just as an individual as well. Just the structure that I need for my day-to-day. And having that kind of structure and having a kind of routine also helps with signaling when you need to check in with yourself emotionally. So it all comes together and it all helps out. Because if you're not a structured individual, your business is not going to be structured, which I've also learned the hard way too. So when it comes to your creative visions, when it comes to your creative ideas, write them down and write what you want for them in that moment. Now you can go back 6 months from now or even a month from now and change it. If it doesn't fit what you want from that creative idea, you can change it. The structure can always change, but please make sure you guys are setting a solid foundation for it. Now with Turtle, I love the Turtle card because it's just so cute to me. And every time I see it, I think it's a little, I don't know what movie it was, but every time I see the card, it's like, turtle, turtle. And I just think it's just like the cutest thing. But with my turtle card is the ancient soul, and also I like to say that turtles are also like frogs. Turtles and frogs are both water and earth energy for me, because for the frogs live half their life in water, and then when they're a tadpole, and then once they grow into a frog, or once they transform into a frog, they can live either in water or on land. Now for the turtle cards, turtles are the same. Turtles can either live in water or on land. So turtles and frogs are very, very grounded individuals. They're also, I'm hearing they're also very grounded in their emotions. But also my turtle card represents the at home with yourself. And a lot of you guys are stepping into that, especially if you're dressing the way, like I'm hearing for some of you, you're like throwing away all your clothes and revamping everything and dressing how you want to dress. And you are loving every bit of it. But for those of you who have already been doing it, you're becoming more at home with yourself. And I'm just seeing, like I'm seeing in my mind, I'm seeing like hands molding clay. So you're molding yourself into who you want to be. Now, my shark card, however, is a very blunt, direct, but also a very instinctual card, because sharks are very, very instinctual creatures and animals, which I love, because sharks are one of my favorite animals. But also, all animals are kind of sort of my favorite animals, if I'm being honest. But the shark card, the shark is my blunt, direct card, and the revealing of your true wants and your true desires. So with you guys feeling at home with yourself, you guys, now we all know that Sagittarius are extremely blunt individuals. So, but if you have a lot of water in your chart, it could be affecting your bluntness, or it could be like, I'm hearing it could be like cutting your bluntness. So for some of you, the shark card also means that you guys need to tell people what you want, or tell yourself what you want first of all, and be true to yourself. Like, what do you want? What are your wants? What are your desires? What are your needs? Like, what are your desires? Like, what do you want from this world? What do you want from your job? What do you want from your relationships? What do you want from your friendships? What do you want from yourself? What do you desire? An out of balanced shark energy can be sneaky and very, very destructive. So if you find yourself not giving a fuck and just going through like a crash course and just like going through your life like you're a crash dummy, it's time to get grounded and to get to the root of why you feel that way, and to bring it to balance. And the best way for the shark energy to bring the destructive nature and the sneaky nature, the best way for it to bring that energy into balance is to just be honest. Just be honest. So I'm being told to give this analogy. So if you want a honey bun, just say you want a honey bun and eat the honey bun. You don't have to sneak into the pantry and eat the honey bun. Just eat it. Just say, hey, I want something sweet, so I'm gonna eat me a honey bun. I don't know who that was for, but there you go. It was a funny analogy, and now I kind of sort of want a honey bun, so thanks. My Fox card is always going to be my wise teacher card. My wise teacher, because foxes are also also known to be tricksters. It's also, so like whenever I see the fox, it's also it's either a wise teacher or my course corrector, as I like to call it. So because foxes are very sneaky, they're very trickster, like in any type of folklore, any story that you've seen, especially like the Three Little Pigs. I think no, that was a wolf. Sorry, it was not a fox, it was a wolf. But foxes get a bad rap because they're very, very enchanting and mystique creatures. But I think it's because they're so mysterious that they get a bad rap, that they get the bad rap of being tricksters. My fox card is also a reminder for to check in to those for those of you who hold people near and dear. Like, check in with your circle, check in with your friends, especially if you've been dreaming about them, especially if like people have been popping up in your dreams, or you've been or they've been crossing your mind out of nowhere. Check in on them, like send a quick text or FaceTime them. Hey, how are you? What's going on? You okay? Just check in with them. Check in with your peoples. I also just want to point out that I think it's hilarious that the Speak the Fuck Up card came out right underneath the shark. Like, when you were watching earlier, like it literally like flew out. So I think that is hilarious. Communication coming in could be communication coming in from someone who needs closure and someone who will grant you closure, or someone like who will give you a deeper understanding or their side or their perspective of a situation that happened between you. And I'm hearing it's been I'm hearing it's been a long time coming. Like you've released the need to know about the situation or about what happened. And because you released it, that's why the communication is coming in. That's why you're getting, like, it's basically going to be a deeper level of healing for you guys. Might get a little card. I love that it's paired with the 666 synchronicity, because 666 is always a reminder to be balanced. Like balance mind, body, and soul. So in your relationships, are you giving too much? Are you taking too much? Are you being a people pleaser and just giving and burning yourself out and pouring from your cup to the point where your cup is empty? Or are you taking too much? Like, it has to, like, all of your relationships have to be balanced. Because if they're not balanced, then they start to become transactional in a sense. Self-love is top tier. I'm getting the sense and I'm getting the feeling that a lot of you are coming into or starting your self-love journey, and the love that you're giving to yourself feels brand new. Like, it feels like love that you've never received before because you haven't. And I'm getting the sense that for a lot of you, it's like jarring, because it's like a jarringly different feeling that you would get from someone else, or because you guys haven't been loving yourself properly, or because you haven't been loving yourself at all. Now that you started finally loving yourself, it's just surprising to you guys. I also want to say, whenever you see synchronicities like this, the 666 or the 222, break it down to a single digit number. So with the 666 card, 6 and 6 is 12, and then it breaks down to 18. Yeah, 18 plus 6 is, 12 plus 6 is 18. And then 18 breaks down to 9. 9 is a, basically like an ending, like it's one step before the cycle ends, or a cycle is about to end. With the 222 card, or the deep intimate connection card, 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So it's always going to be my balance card. With the deep intimate connection card, you guys could be either starting to date again, or opening yourself up to love again. And there is going to be a deep intimate connection with an individual that's going to be very surprising, and I feel like for all of you, for most of you, is going to come out of left field. Like, it's going to come out of nowhere. Like, you're not going to expect it. It's like you're going to be minding your business. Don't be like me and be super, super oblivious, which I feel like a lot of you are. So, like, I'm extremely oblivious to when someone is flirting with me. I just think that they're being nice. But I feel like it's like, if that happens, I'm getting the sense like it's going to like smack you in the face, and like the person's going to be like, no, I'm not being nice. Like, I like you. Like, they're going to be very, very blunt and very, very direct. The caterpillar becomes the butterfly. I love this card because it's a 50, which breaks down to 5, which is change, which obviously the caterpillar becoming the butterfly. I just got the Mariah Carey song stuck in my head. So you want to be free, so I'll let you fly. And I know I'm hot, babe. Our love will never die. No, that's probably not the right lyrics, but okay. But with the caterpillar becomes the butterflies, you guys have gotten to the stage where you're ready to reinvent yourself, and it's been a hell of a journey. It's been a hell of a ride with dealing with your emotions and not being scared of your emotions and not being scared to feel your emotions, especially the emotions that were deemed negative. So that may be anger or rage or sadness. Like you've done the work where you've dealt with it and you've healed from it, and you've gone into like a hibernation of sorts. And now like you went into the chrysalis to form into the butterfly, and you've worked on yourself for so long, and now it's just like, I'm ready to spread my wings and I'm ready to take over the world. Which I love that for you guys. With the Speak the Fuck Up card, this is for some of you who have issues with using your voice. Coming from someone who used to have issues with using their voice, or I used to have issues using my voice, and it was because growing up I was made to feel like I was not heard. So what happens when you feel like you're not being heard? You stop talking. You stop communicating. Or you revert to other ways of communicating. So for me, writing was my best way to communicate, because that's what I had to revert to. That was my way of expressing myself, was writing it, creating poems, writing in poetry, writing short stories, stuff like that. So when it came to verbally communicating how I felt, I struggled. It was like a battle. Okay, so now it like I used to get uncomfortable with using my voice, but now, as you can see, I don't mind using my voice. I love my voice. And for some of you, you have to get comfortable with using your voice. What might help is record yourself, like voice record yourself, or just record yourself in a video or on your laptop. Just record yourself and then play it back. Start liking and falling in love with your voice, and you'll start to see how easy it is to speak up. The Fire and Desire card, which is a 444 card. So 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 breaks down to 3. Whenever I see threes, especially the Fire and Desire, I think of the tarot Three of Pentacles, because that's like a celebration. It's like a coming together of sorts, and it makes sense for the Fire and Desire. I also get the Rick James Fire and Desire song stuck in my head whenever I see it. So you guys may be for some of you guys may be stepping into an era where you're dating someone and it's a lot of fire. Like, it's very, very passionate. It could be another fire sign, or it could be a water sign with fire sign placements. So, you're giving too many fucks. Give 0. I mean, come on now. One thing, I like to call it a superpower of mine, and the superpower of the Sag sign in general, is the ability to disassociate from things, from people, from places and things. Like to literally, like, it's one thing to be like, I don't care, and to not care. But it's another thing to be like, I don't care, and to actually make yourself not care about it. Like, I used to do that a lot, and then I had to find balance because I was just like cutting people off left and right, and I was like, I don't care, and I really wouldn't care. So like, there has to be a balance also. Whatever you're thinking about, don't do it. Now is not the fucking time. So whatever decision you were about to make, and I feel like this it could be regarding a move. Not yet. I'm hearing not yet. Not yet. It's too soon. I'm getting the part, for those of you who listen to rap, this song called International Players Anthem with Andre 3000, Pimp C, Bun B. But I'm hearing, don't do it, reconsider, read some literature. So, with the whatever you're thinking about doing, you might want to reconsider it. You may want to reconsider it. You may want to give it a second thought, want to sit on it, want to simmer, meditate on it, you know. Step away from the crazy making diet for a hot second, kale, and I don't know how to speak today. Spirulina tastes like ass. Eat some yummy shit. Bacon, chocolate, beer. Get some. For a lot of you who are or who were in the mindset that if you changed your body, then someone would accept you, stop it. Stop it. I'm hearing like you won't be able to change on the outside until you change and heal on the inside. I'm getting the NDRE song, Get It Together, stuck in my head. I need to start writing some of these songs down so I can post them in like the description box, so I don't have to re-listen to the video again. Fucking apologize. Seriously, just do it. Now, I know for some of my Saggies, it's very, very difficult for us to be wrong. I literally just got shot sorry about the pause. I literally just got shot Stronger Than Pride stuck in my head. I know it's very, very hard for us to be wrong sometimes. And I know it's very, very hard for us to admit that we're wrong because we like to be know-it-alls. And sometimes you don't know it all, beloved. Sometimes you don't know it all. So, if you're wrong, admit that you're wrong. Don't let your pride get in your way. Apologize. And then just keep it moving. Move it on from there. Detox. Drink a smoothie, unfriend that asshole, and throw some shit out. Don't be a clutterbug. Your space represents your mind. So if your space is cluttered, if your space is crowded, then that is exactly what is going on in your mind. Because our physical world represents our mental and spiritual world. So what is going on mentally, where you need to clutter? Move stuff around, move furniture around, shift the energy in your room. I literally just had to do that. I'm not finished because I still have to tackle my closet, and tackling my closet is a process. So yeah. You need a good fucking cry. Get the ugly cry on, let that shit go, your soul will thank you. Crying is always cleansing, and I used to hate crying because crying used to make me feel weak. But crying does not mean that you are weak. Crying means that you just need to cleanse. Because crying is very cleansing. Like if you haven't realized that after you have like a really, really good, deep, sorrowful cry, you feel good. You may feel tired and need a nap. You may have like a headache depending on how hard you cried. But after that, like you feel, like it feels like your tears washed that problem and issue away. So get your cry on. Don't be scared. Cry. Let it out. Let it go. Be like Elsa and let it go. You are giving away your power. You're a badass. Act like it. I mean, come on, Sag. Giving your power away is a big no-no. And it's really, really, I want to say this, that the person or the thing that you're giving your power away, you must care about it a lot. Because for me personally, I don't just up and willy-nilly just give my power away to some random dandom. Nah, like I really have to honestly care about you. But even then, stop giving your power away. call it back to you. All right, I'm going to do 3 cards from my Moonology deck for you guys. All right, what messages do we have for Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 22nd to February 5th. What messages do we have for Sagittarius? Buy yourself flowers, by the way. And for some of you, for those of you who are single, even if you aren't single, if you're married or in a relationship, take yourself out on Valentine's Day. So like you can have the lovey-dovey date after, like later on the day, but take your early that day on Valentine's Day, take yourself out. Or what you can do is take yourself out on Venus Day. So Venus Day is Friday. So every Friday is Friday is ruled by Venus. So take yourself out on a date, and buy yourself flowers. I'm gonna take that. What messages do we have for Sag? Ooh. Full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. What messages do we have for Sagittarius? What messages do we have for Sagittarius? What messages do we have for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 22nd to February 5th? Full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. Love that for you guys. I'm not taking all of those. What messages do we have for Sagittarius? Blue moon, believe in the impossible. All right. For some of you, if this, I don't know for what group this is for, actually I do. This is specifically for those who have ended a relationship, and you would try to have deep philosophical conversations with your person, the person that you were dating or the person that you were seeing, and they didn't get you. Like they just didn't understand you. I want you to realize that people can only go or understand you as deep as they understand themselves, and the person that you were with did not understand themselves, so they couldn't possibly understand you. You were not the problem, beloved. And I'm not even gonna say that they were. It's just that they lacked understanding. The energy is gaining momentum. Waning or waxing moon, sorry. Last card. Ooh. Balsamic moon, a time for healing. All right, Sag, that is your reading for this. This is your bi-weekly reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you soon. Like, share, subscribe if you loved it. If not, then hopefully you find a reader that's for you. All right, guys. Bye.